Welcome to ORPtv. I'm Stag, and we are here at Ozark Raceway Park, and it is opening day at Ozark Raceway Park 2017. Not only is we lucky to have such a beautiful day here, I mean, we had snow a week or so ago. We had a blizzard. The racing gods have shined upon us. We got 65 degrees sunny weather, and we have Mustang Mike and Beth, Gage, from Mountain Home, Arkansas. Mike, Beth, it's good to have you back here again.
Thank you for having me.
Not your first time here at our track.
No, sir.
No strangers here to our track at all. How many years have you been coming to ORP?
I'm going to say about 8 years.
About 8 years. So you've been here the entire time that the Chance family have owned the track.
Correct.
Okay. Now last year we started the no prep events. That was kind of a new thing for us, is to do the no preps, because quite frankly, that's become the new fad. That's the new thing, because it replicates the old days of drag racing before the Traction Brothers and all the glues and this stuff. You just get two guys out there and some flashlights and go, hey, who's got the fastest car and who's the best racer, and let's go.
Right.
So it's kind of a throwback. It's really exciting to the guys. Part of that has been, of course, Street Outlaws. Now, Beth and I talked about this a little earlier. It's been famously said, once you make the cast of Saturday Night Live, no matter what happens, you forever get to put that on your resume. You are a Saturday Night Live alum. You are a starting NFL quarterback, whatever. You get to now forever put on there, from Street Outlaws, Mustang Mike. What was the feeling for you to get that kind of call that, hey, you're going to be on the New Orleans, or the Memphis? Try that again. When you got the call that you would be on Street Outlaws Memphis, what was that like for you to get that call? Was you excited? Did you kind of see it coming?
You know, I was excited, and no, I did not see it coming, but I've been friends with all the 405 guys, with Jackie Knox and Sonoma. Actually, he got me really into this no prep stuff a couple years ago. Very good guy, but, you know, we love it, and I've always been a heads-up racer.
Mm-hmm.
I tried the bracket racing. I was no good at it. You know, I've always been heads up street racer.
The bracket racing is a real chess match.
It is.
I think that sometimes your average fan, they see that and they see a car take off and they're 60 foot out, and then the other guy, and they're going, I don't understand what's going on here. But that's the only true way to get some of the differences in money put into a team. It's the only way that I could legitimately run my car against you is a bracket race. So for the difference in incomes and the amount of money that's being put into the racing, that's the only way to do it. Now back to the no prep, heads up racing. So you knew these guys from before, and we're doing some racing with them before.
Yes, we've been doing the no prep for 3 years now.
And was that always in? You're from Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Was that always in Arkansas, or did you have to go to Oklahoma City area to race? Or
We have actually, in the last 3 years, we've traveled all over the place.
Oklahoma was a big deal for us, though. Thunder Valley. When you got into Armageddon, we met a lot of folks. Great race, good no prep race. So that was a big deal.
Oklahoma City's kind of become the Cooperstown is baseball, and you know you have Detroit's racing the cars. Oklahoma City has become no prep, and a lot of that is due to the show. But what's exciting is I'm out in my daily routine and I meet people, and all they want to talk about is, do you know Chief? Have you met Farm Truck in Asia? Do you know these guys? And I go, man, not only do we know those guys, but Mustang Mike comes to our track, and Jackie Knox comes to our track, and Chuck 55 comes there. So it has brought back into it a enthusiasm that was sorely missed in drag racing.
You know, one thing I got to say about the Memphis Street Outlaws, what I am excited to be a part of that team is because, you know, when I was 17 years old, that was my first street race, was in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
On Air Park Road. And that's where I met my partner and actually a teammate, Mr. Dennis Bailey.
Okay.
And, with BB&T Racing.
So that was a return to your roots.
Yeah, we really raced a lot back in the 90s on the street of Memphis, and
all legal.
Oh, yeah,
sure, completely.
He got caught.
Yeah. My brother used to joke that the speed limit was just the speed you can drive for free. You can drive any speed, just anything over that isn't free.
And one thing about the Memphis is a lot of people say, you know, you're not from Memphis and this and that and the other. Well, I lived in West Memphis, Arkansas for 6 years of my life, growing up, and we street raced. You know, like our leader, JJ, he was originally from Memphis. You know, We may
There's
not live
always
there now.
history of Memphis with the majority of the guys.
Same way with the 405 and the New Orleans, you know, it's all history where they raced and you know, their roots.
So you identify more with the Memphis group, not just the show, but the group, the Memphis, because that has some ties to you?
Yes.
Or?
Yes.
So now they kind of identify themselves as the 405. Do you does your group kind of have a name that you call yourselves, or is it just
Memphis?
Just Memphis.
And you got JJ the boss, of course.
Right. So now what's really cool is there's not a lot of, you have Boosted and Kayla. They both race.
Right.
But that's really the only husband-wife racing, or not husband-wife, but partner racing team, except for Beth and Mike.
Yeah, and I am, I hadn't put it out there a lot, but I do have a small tire that I'm building right now for her, supercharged.
Now Beth's raced here too. She's
Oh, yeah.
she's no.
Yeah, this is actually the first opening day of Ozark that I've not had a car, so it's been rough.
Now tell us about that, because we talked about that. I was down taking pictures of the car, and I said, "Why aren't you? What's going on? Somebody else is in your car now." Because not everybody's going to know that is that your car is now being raced by someone else.
I had multiple people ask me. I actually sold it to a good friend of ours, Jeff, and he's done amazing. And he actually just beat my time. Kind of sad.
But it was your car.
Yeah, it
So
was
it's
my
kinda-
car.
yeah,
Yeah, but I love my new car. I came down here last year, stock block shootout. I was in first until LS Killer put me out, of course. But you know, it was.
Hey, there was a lot of other
great
people that
time.
would like to have been first at any point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was. I mean, I love it, and whatever he's bringing to the table, I'm ready.
And that's what's really cool, because we had talked about this earlier. It's such a commitment to have one person do this, but both of you two. Does that make it easier, or does it make it more difficult, or what does it? How does that work?
It is difficult because she woke up this morning and didn't have a car on the trailer, and guess who got in trouble on opening day? It was my fault.
It's your fault.
But
Yeah.
no, you know, just like I've been traveling a lot here lately, and it's getting together. In about a week, I'll have her on the road.
Now, what is it you'll be driving next?
It's a Mustang. It's
90 model.
90 model. Yeah.
Okay, so a 90 Mustang, and
Supercharged. With
now
nitrous.
the one you had was red with black. Now this one is
Solid black.
solid black.
Dark horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now all the cars are red and black. You guys kind of stick with that as your color scheme. So tell us, what about your car? What's kind of the specs on it? Because that's what everybody wants to know. You have your group that want to know the real technical stuff. Then you have the people that are like, well, what year is it and how much horsepower?
It's a 598 big block Ford, 1998 Mustang with 2 shots of nitrous on
And what kind of horsepower are you putting to the ground, man?
it. About 2,000.
About 2,000 horse. That is not your stock Mustang.
No, and that's actually our street motor. We've got one coming up now. It's going to be a lot faster than that, a lot more horsepower that we're fixing to stick in for this Armageddon race. We got to vote.
Okay. And now, what is the date on that? And that's in
August,
August. Okay. So, and where is that at?
Oklahoma.
Lot of
Yeah, we
cars,
should
yeah.
be pushing about 3,000, over 3,000 with this new motor we got going.
And now all the rest of the setup is the same car. Is it a big difference when you're trying to bump up a 50% horsepower to get that to the ground versus what's on the dyno?
Yeah, yes, it is. And like today, our pass we made today, you know, it's turned all the way down for the street because we're going filming next week
Gotcha.
on the street of Oklahoma.
Okay.
And, you know, so right now it's turned all the way down. We can't on one kit.
So now earlier, I'm going to put in here the video of you racer. You were going to make a test hit, and I'm going to show it. It was one of that could be a Cash Days, a little sneak peek into it. And what I thought was really cool was that I talked to you earlier, and you said, I'm just going to do a 60 foot. We're going to do a little boat. Here comes from Lowry City. We got Michael up here, and he pulls up in his new Nova, and all of a sudden Mike goes, yeah, I think I'm going to make a full run. we're not going to run 60 foot and let the other guy run a full pass, even though it doesn't make any difference. You wasn't about to let somebody get to that finish line before you.
No, me and Michael's had a little heads up racing here before. He's actually beat me. Had a little mishap on the starting line, and no, I was not going to let him beat me.
Now it's Michael Roberts, and he from Lowry City. He's got
very good
multiple
guy.
cars.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, and he's a guy that you can't turn your back on and ignore him.
Michael's fast.
He was real fast there before. So now that you're going to be back here for our no prep,
Yes.
April 29th, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, some of the businesses that you all run, you have like all of us, you wish that we all want to do this full time, but we're all trying to pay the bills somehow.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about, you've been out here before with your mobile dyno unit.
I do have a mobile dyno. Also, my main business is my mechanic shop in Mountain Home. You know, I've been a mechanic since '91.
So you're 26 years of mechanic. What's the name
my
of
age now?
What was you, 4 when you started? Started on big wheels and stuff like that. Now, you all just celebrated a 10-year wedding anniversary not too long ago, too, as a matter of fact.
Yes,
so,
I can't believe she stayed with me that long.
Well, she said that earlier, but I didn't want to mention that.
Yeah, and this was the first year we didn't go somewhere tropical because of racing, so he is lucky.
Gotcha. Well, and each year with that success, you know, like Sherm, you were excited about getting the Street Outlaws call, but then there's that like, oh crap, that means we're going to be doing a lot more stuff. It's kind of the pros and cons of it. Tell me a little bit about what are some of the pros and cons for you that you've noticed already.
Well, 2 weeks ago we went to Edinburgh, Texas. You know, we put from there and went to Oklahoma. We put 3,500 miles on our truck. And actually, when I'm gone for my business, she has to run it. You know, with my other mechanics.
Right.
You know, then I need help with my other guys. You know, it's hard for them to leave their wives or their work. It's kind of hard on me.
It's a big commitment at home too.
Oh yeah, we got 3 kids, you know, so I mean, you got them running in 3 different directions, and then we got 2 businesses that's going, you know, and then you got racing. So yeah, I mean it's.
So that's kind of the cons. What's the pros of it?
The feeling of just winning them, just want to go.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I mean, the fun never stops, and we've always got something about it.
And it's cool when somebody goes, oh, that's the guy from Street Outlaws.
You know, what's more important, you know, like you mentioned earlier, Chuck, with the 55, you know, we all get together, you know, and now if we can get beat or whatever, yeah, we're going to feel bad inside, but we can go drink a beer with them later or soda or whatever you want to do, and you know, everybody's good people.
Yeah, it's not that adversarial racing kind of thing where, you know, it's like, I lost it, I'll get him next time.
Yeah.
You know, so now you're selling, so we've got LTM mobile dyno testing, and then what's the name of your business, your mechanic business back home?
It is Lube, Tune, and More.
Lube, Tune, and More. And what else? What other
We
businesses?
got LTM Performance because he does performance engines at our shop at our house.
So there's the mobile dyno and the performance and I don't know how you guys get it all done. Slave labor. Got the kids going to be knocking us, so they're going to be, hey, this is.
I tell people all the time I'll be in the nut house eventually. Just don't forget to visit. That's
Well,
all
this
I
is
know.
it. This is part of it. This is like a day pass of the nut house, you know, and where the crazies come to play.
You know, I am very blessed that she puts up with me doing this, and
I
she
love
enjoys
it, you know,
enjoys doing it too.
And that's what's really cool. You all are one of the couples that we've talked before about that just love seeing you guys out here because you're so much fun. And it's really cool seeing a couple that comes out here and they're both into it. You know, there's a lot of people that just the husband's out here and the wife, they don't want anything to do with it. Man, that's not the case. You guys are right here and through thick and thin together doing this. So, but now also we've got out there, you've got your t-shirts, your hats, you've got merchandise. And what's really cool is I saw somebody bring up pictures earlier. They just wanted you to sign a picture they took of you, and then they gave you one of their pictures. It was a darn good picture.
Yes, it was.
From here at the track. That's got to be really cool when you get that recognition of the hard work, is that somebody's in coming up and saying, not just, oh, there's that guy, I like that car, but I like these people and I want to bring them something.
And the kids, I mean, the kids are the future of this, you know. I mean, so when they come around, it's like, yes, you know, you want to pull those kids in because if not, it's going to die.
The cars are great on NHRA, but they're framed, they're with a sticker on it. At least with you all's cars, that's the Mustang, that's the Camaro, that's the El Camino. You're giving personalities back to the cars. And where if a guy's a Mopar guy, he's a Chevy guy, a Ford guy, he could. That's my team, not just I like that plastic body with the sticker of my car on it. That's I had that car. You know,
and you speak of James Goat with Reaper. He's helped me out a lot. I just talked to him Thursday.
Okay.
You know, that's how I may be Memphis, Oklahoma, or New Orleans. You know.
I'm Switzerland. I love them all.
We all get along, and it's very good. I'm so glad I have the opportunity. I can call James and say, hey, or you know.
Which I'm biased. One of my best friends, Shelly Knox, you know, she's 405 all the way. So, you know, I have to
And
to
Jackie
keep
comes
it.
out here, yeah, and he's
Yeah.
going to be back out here. One of the things I really like about you all is you're the same, whether we're doing this now or we're out there.
Right.
And that's, I think, to the average fan, is that's what you identify with most is like, okay, those guys, I'm starstruck by this guy, but I can go over and talk to this dude.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what's really cool. So that's a lot to be said for you all and how you handle yourself. And you're a big fan favorites here, and you're a big favorite, one of my favorites.
Well, thank you.
And we appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Is there any of your sponsors that you want to go over before we wrap this up that you specifically, except for the legion of businesses you own?
One of my sponsors I want to thank very much is Philip Oakley with Oakley Motorsports and Monty Smith Performance.
Yeah,
You know,
they
it's
helped
been a
out
big
lot.
help this year of getting the car where it's at, and we haven't even turned the car all the way up yet. You know,
So there's still more left.
oh
in
yeah,
that
there's
car.
a lot more, and we got another motor coming from Oakley Motorsports.
Yeah, that ain't good news for the other guys, is it?
I hope not.
Well, I appreciate it tremendously. It's great to have you both here. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
taking a little bit of time and sitting down with us and doing this interview. So we look forward to seeing you back here April 29th for the No Prep, No Excuses Part 2, being hosted by Urban Hillbilly.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to have a big turnout, and I expect to see. Now, are you going to run in it?
It's a
We're going
possibility.
to try to have a
Awesome.
small
We're
car
gonna-
ready.
Yeah.
All right. So we may have dual gauges in
Oh,
here
yeah.
in this event. So that'd be all right if you could both take home a big check that
That'd
day.
be very nice. There'll be some rough competition though.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Beth and Mike, and it's really an honor to have you both here. I
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
So,
Thank you.
Vance, again, we thank you so much. And just on one quick note, I want to say, as much as we try to put the videos out there, it's not cheap, it's not easy. So when you all share these videos for your friends to see them, you can't possibly imagine how much it means to the racers and myself and the Chance family and the race community when you're sharing this with everybody. So I encourage you to share those videos if you like them, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we're just glad to be back out here racing. We hope to see you at Ozark Raceway Park. I'm Stag. For Mike and Beth, we'll see you again here at the track.